And Jens, I hope you will agree that when I mentioned that you are an expert in many fields, and many different fields, but especially in the field of critical infrastructure. And it's always nice to learn some wonderful, successful study cases, but it's more interesting to learn about those ones where something went wrong, where something was missing, where there are some critical infrastructure weak spots, and how to solve them. And I hope that you will enlighten us on this today.
Do my very best, sir. Do my very best.
Welcome on the stage, Jens Holmberg. Applause.
Thank you very much. My name is Jens Holmberg. I work for a German company. I think that's the red thread. We have Mobotics as a German company and manufacturer, and I'm from SimonsVoss, also German manufacturer with factories in Germany. So made in Germany products again. What do? We are specialists in digital wireless locks and solutions. And what I would like to talk for the next, hopefully 20 minutes, is critical infrastructure, challenges, and solutions. But not only that, also the why and the what's. So why not start with the what? What is critical infrastructure? 10 years ago, it was much simpler because critical infrastructure was airports, hospitals. Today, with the society that we have and live within, critical infrastructure is so much more. We talk about healthcare. We talk about waste management. We talk about networking. We talk about energy. And maybe energy is the most important, because without energy, everything will shut down. Ladies and gentlemen, we're facing a new type of warfare, and it's a warfare without ammunition as we used to know. And then the why. Why is this important? The biggest threat is a total collapse of society. What if the water supply is contaminated? What if the delivery to the grocery stores is canceled? And what will happen if we don't have any power? Of course, total collapse of society is worst case scenario. But that is what we need to think about. Our system is under review as we speak. There are foreign governments and companies doing a lot of stuff to get in under our skin, taking control over our critical infrastructure, because that's the easiest way to harm us. I have pinpointed 2 clients that we have within Sweden that have taken measurement to protect this. Both companies have the same and similar threats and features. Very large areas, 1,500 square kilometers to protect. Within that, over 200 network stations and over 400 power hubs. Big installation, huge area. And of course, with that, the access rights is chaos. You have the internal access rights that you can hand out to the employees for the company. But within the company, you have tenants. You need to make sure that the tenants has the right access rights for the facilities that they can go to. And then they have the external access rights for all the cleaning companies, entrepreneurs, people that do maintenance. They should not be allowed to be everywhere. Okay? So that was some of the pains that they had. The biggest pain is the next bullet point. They had over 2,000 mechanical keys circulating. They knew about 500. With those over 2,000 keys, they handed out 200 master keys, meaning people could go in and out without any trace, do whatever they like with any trace. With that, of course, high costs. If you have an analog system and need to do any changes, you need to change everything. All the cylinders, all the keys, everything. And one of the big challenges that they had is the Critical Entity Resilience Directive. Actually, the law. They need to take measurement. Let's talk a little bit about the law, the SIR. I have highlighted some of the points here that are quite crucial. First, you need to uphold key society functions. Key society functions, what is that? Back again, waste handling. Make sure that you have groceries in the store. Make sure that the hospital is working, that you have network capacity, and that you have power, of course. What you need to do is you need to look what you have and just find the functions that you need to protect. What do we have? Do we have energy that needs to be protected? Do we have healthcare? Yes, of course we do. When you find them, there's a date, 17th of July, 2026. That's the date that is written into stone. That's when we need to pinpoint these. We need to figure out what is important to the first one, uphold key societal functions. That's easy, just find them, that's easy. But when you found them, you also need to take measurement, how to protect them. And when you have done that, you actually have to protect them as well. There are different types of laws involved. We have the NIS2 directive. We have the Cyber Resilience Directive. And we have the SIR. The SIR is a bit more hands-on. The red text states what really needs to be done. System that we will use, not talking about analog, we're talking about digital, because you need to be able to confirm the door status. Is the door open, locked? That's not the same. The door can be locked but still open. If you don't confirm that the door is shut, it could be locked but open. So you need to control the deadbolt as well. Important. When it comes to the keys should be traceable. Analog keys out, never traceable. Need to be a digital key that can be traceable. Who did it? When was it done? And the last part, when was it done, then you need to have a timestamp. And to have a timestamp, then you need to have a clock functionality within the product. Back again to the clients. 3 bullet points, big areas, many installation sites. Knowledge, yes, of course, if you have a big area, and we're not talking about within the city, we're talking about out in the woods. We're talking about Sweden-wise, we're talking about up north. You need to have a helicopter to go there. You need to have knowledge about that. And also, big variations of locks and doors. There's not one manufacturer, there are many manufacturers of cabinets and doors. So you need to have the knowledge, what type of lock is installed? What type of locking case? Is it some kind of swing bar? Is it some kind of security door? And this is not a recommendation. This is a legal requirement. This needs to be done. The implemented solutions that we did. We went from analog keys to the digital world, meaning that we took away all the analog keys and used RFID tags or cards or mobile credentials. Of course, we had a centralized access control solution, meaning that on a centralized site, you can have full control of everything. Door open, door closed, access rights, who can be where, when, and how. Door monitoring, yes, super important. As I said, door open, door closed, locked when closed. No drilling or cabling required with our products. Why is that important? As soon as you put a power tool into a door, all the features, all the certification is gone. Fireproof, no. Security, no. Insurance, good luck with that one. Feature, benefits, and impact. If we start with keys, of course, the feature, traceable keys and actions. That's the feature, okay? The benefit with that is door status and log files. Super benefits, that's what the law says, right? Reduce cost with much higher security level. Says everything. And if you go on the central side, you have centralized access. One guy or one lady can take control over the system. Benefit, simplified management. You can send an email with a credential. You can do the update on the centralized system with a click with the mouse, new access rights. That with higher security as the impact. If you do all this, you're home free. You will not have any sanction fees. If you don't do it, you can have sanction fees. Of course, it's the law. It's just not me standing here and trying to sell my products. It's the law. The impact. 3 bullet points. Start with 1. Not only knowledge of being more secure, but also have more control and flexibility. Yes, that's what we're talking about. More control, more flexibility. Instead of having people traveling to the headquarters to get a key, then travel back to open a door, stupid. Instead, send out the credentials. Update the card or the fob, or update the mobile telephone, and you have the credentials. Subcontractors. We change subcontractors sometimes. We take in a new subcontractors because the old one was not good enough. So easy to give them access right to 1 or 2 or 3 places where they should do work. For a specific time span, you should be there between 12 and 1. You should be there between that week and that week. Very easy. And if you want to take away the access right, easy, a click, you cannot come in anymore. Key benefits, higher security level, of course. Legal compliance, back again, it's the law. It's not me, it's the law. If you have a breach, you have early detection and can do counter-measurement, send out police, whatever. Flexible and time-saving access, yes. Return of investment, under 5 years. And it's much less than that. If you do this proper and you bear in mind all the time that you need to do to send out keys, to manufacture new keys, instead of just sending out new credentials, the return of investment is very low. Client's testimonial. This is not my words, this is our customer's words. And I will take the last one. The simplicity of the installation and the flexibility of the system is the key point for our success. The SimonsVoss products withstand not only climate challenges, but also our expectations in regards of life cycle. Round it up a bit. I'm much faster than Mobotics here. That's good. Critical infrastructure is super critical if its core purpose is challenged. I mean, that's what we're talking about. It's called critical infrastructure for a reason. Critical infrastructure must be protected with the best system for the specific installation. Let's have an example. You buy the best amplifier for your music at home, the best. But you sneak down on the speakers because they were too expensive. So let's downgrade those a bit. You will never get a better system than the weakest point. That's how it is. And to clarify that a bit, use products suitable for the conditions. The Baltics, Sweden, Finland, Norway, we have the same problem when it comes to weather, right? We have super hot, we are super cold, we have rain from that side, we have icy conditions. Make sure that you choose products that are suitable for that type of conditions. Use products that will last over time. Backward compatible. Don't paint yourself into a corner. Make sure that the products you choose will hold over time, right? Make sure that you choose products that have a battery capacity that will last. Back again, if you have a critical infrastructure up north in Sweden where you need to have a helicopter to fly in to do the maintenance, you don't want to do that every 6 months. Make sure that you have products that will last over time. Unreliable products means unreliable systems. I know that we have products that can withstand all what I said. So if you have more that you like to learn, I'm over there in the corner. You're more than welcome. Thank you for listening. Highly appreciate it. And thank you, Altas, for hosting a great event. Thank you.